You may have seen a recent report out of England being like $15 jeans more durable than $150 jeans. It was actually pounds, not dollars, because you know, England. But anyway, I wanted to replicate that at home, so that's what we're gonna do today. I got these H&M jeans for $30 Canadian, and these Levi's jeans for $108 Canadian, and we're gonna put them to the test. I don't know what they tested for in England, but I'm gonna be testing the strength of the crotch seam by tying one leg to this baggage scale and then yanking the other leg as hard as I can. So before I potentially destroy these jeans, let's have a look at them. These are the Levi's 725 high-rise boot cut. These are the H&M divided flare low waist. They have fairly similar, although not identical fiber content. So the H&M jeans have a higher amount of polyester, and that might actually be in their favor for the test I'm about to do, because polyester is typically more durable than cotton or lyocell. Let's look at the crotch seams quickly as well. The Levi's jeans have what's called a flat-filled seam. That's the seam with these two lines of stitching at the front and the back rise. It's very durable and a very common seam for jeans. However, the inseam is just a regular overlocked seam that's top stitched down, whereas the H&M jeans have flat-filled seams at the front and back rise and at the inseams. So that may make them more durable. H&M might actually win this thing. Okay, so H&M is up first. I've got my baggage weight scale thingy tied into the jeans that I've tied in a knot, and I'm gonna put the scale on my bathroom door and just yank as hard as I can until something happens. So I only applied about 30 pounds of force because I genuinely was worried about ruining my bathroom door. But as you can see, these babies came out completely unscathed, like completely. That force did not do a goddamn thing to the crotch seam. It is still perfectly intact. And you can barely even tell which leg was tied to the scale. Like you can see there's a bit more wrinkling here on this leg where I tied it, but it didn't rip. The seam didn't become unstable. So yeah, these are pretty durable. Let's try this again with the Levi's this time. Okay, I'm kind of disappointed actually. I wanted to see carnage. I wanted to see ripping of seams or fabric, but that didn't happen in either case. I was a little bit harder on the Levi's than I was on the H&M jeans. I got up to about 35 pounds of force on them. And I did definitely see the crotch seam stretching as I was pulling on it, but it doesn't seem to have had a lasting impact. The crotch seam pretty much looks exactly how it looked before. Now, the real problem is usually not the seams when it comes to jeans, right? Like, how many of you have had a pair of jeans? I'm not talking about other pants here. Jeans where the crotch seam busted open. Probably it hasn't happened to you very often, if at all, right? It's usually the fabric that goes before the seams. For some people, it's the inner thighs that go first. For me, it's typically the fabric at the butt that wears out really quickly. As a result, I did an at-home abrasion resistance test to test the strength of the fabric, where I used my thumb to rub a piece of the jeans against the seat of my office chair 800 times. And yes, my wrist does hurt, thanks for asking. I started with the H&M jeans, here's what they looked like before the test, and now here they are after the test. The camera is maybe not picking up on it that well, but there is kind of a bulge here where the pressure from my thumb has stretched out the fabric a bit, and it is a little bit discolored. When I feel the area that was tested compared to the rest of the pant, it is a little bit softer, which would imply that the threads are a bit damaged. Overall, I would say it's not that noticeable though. Now for the Levi's. Here's the before, again, no discolored patches or bulges, and after 800 circles against the chair, I would say that the Levi's actually fared quite a bit worse than the H&M's. Again, the fabric is a bit stretched out and discolored, but I would say it's more noticeable on the Levi's, and you can actually see little broken threads here, which the H&M jeans did not have. Also, if you look on the inside, there are these little fluffs of fibers that actually came out of the fabric. If you look inside on the H&M jeans, they didn't have that. There is absolutely no change on the inside. So based on these results, I would cautiously say that the H&M jeans appear to be more durable than the Levi's jeans, despite being a third of the price. Now, I say cautiously because of course these tests were not particularly scientific, and also I don't know that much about textiles, so it's possible that I'm interpreting what I'm seeing wrong. But all that being said, it's looking like the H&M jeans are more durable. Of course, a lot of people are going to jump to the conclusion that Levi's isn't inferior product. It's all a scam. We're just paying for the brand. And that may well be true. I don't know enough about either of these companies to know how much they were paying their garment workers who made the product, how much they paid for the fabrics and trims, etc. Maybe because the Levi's fabric has a much higher percentage of cotton, it was more expensive. Maybe Levi's spent more money perfecting the fit. Or maybe they didn't. I don't know. If companies were more transparent about how much they paid for things, then we wouldn't have to be playing this guessing game. In the case of H&M, because of, reports we have on their practices and, the fact that their products are priced so low, you can be pretty much assured that they probably paid bottom dollar for labor and the materials. Levi's may have too, but because they're not really transparent about it, we don't know, and that just kind of makes Levi's look bad. And of course, I feel obligated to say that just because these particular H&M jeans appear to be more durable than these particular Levi's jeans, that doesn't mean that this will be the case across all of their jeans or all of their product lines. As you can see in my How to Shop for Quality Clothes video, which I'll link below, H&M has no shortage of crappy clothing. And finally, there may be areas where the Levi's jeans are better than the H&M jeans that have nothing to do with durability. Personally, I will definitely be reaching for the Levi's jeans more than the H&M jeans because they are softer and fit better. Maybe Levi's put more effort into the pattern making or conducted more fit samples and that resulted in a more flattering fit. I don't know, and I'm not trying to defend Levi's here, okay? I am pretty sure they have a truckload of terrible ethical and environmental practices themselves. All that to say, if you see videos like this one or read articles where somebody is saying that X lower priced item of clothing is better than Y higher priced item of clothing, I would challenge you to use your critical thinking skills to think about why that might be, what that actually means, and whether the person who made the video or wrote the article has a vested interest in the viewpoint that they're sharing. Anyway, that is all for today, my darling friends. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.